One of the most misunderstood characteristics in life and chasing purpose is the power of confidence, and the lack of it may be killing your purpose. Let's talk about it. Hey, welcome to the Purpose Project podcast. My name is Brandon Goff. I get to be the host of this awesome community of people at the Purpose Project podcast. I'm so grateful that you're on here. I also get to be the pastor of Radiate Church in South Carolina, and just really excited that you jumped on today. Maybe you're a regular listener, or maybe this is one of your first or second times listening in. It means a lot that you've jumped into this community. Let me tell you a little bit about why we started the podcast. It's meant to be a tool, a coaching tool, if you will, to help everyone chase their purpose. We believe that everybody has a God-given purpose on the inside of them. And my heart is really to help give practical tools to help you chase the God-given purpose on the inside of you. And if you'd like to help with that mission and that vision of this project, you can help us by liking this, reviewing this podcast, sharing this podcast on socials, or on to your friends and all the people that you know, and get the word out there. We'd love to increase our reach and really reach as many people as possible. So I'd love your help in that for the Purpose Project podcast, and really excited about some of the things that we're hearing from people that are listening and how it's helpful in what they're doing and chasing their purpose. Today, we're going to begin a series of talks. The way we set up the podcast is each episode is a part of a series of talks. And we're going to begin a series of talks today about the idea of confidence. And it's one of, if I'm honest, in my life, I believe it's one of the greatest misunderstood characteristics in chasing purpose. But I also believe that it's one of the characteristics that a lot of people struggle with. It's confidence is the secret ingredient that helps you walk toward all you can be and all that God has placed on the inside of you to become. And so today I want to begin a series of talks on what does it look like to build confidence in your life? What does it look like to build confidence in your marriage, in your parenting, at work? Personal confidence, just within yourself. What I really want to do is try to kill insecurity in many of us. I've been at the place in my life and in my leadership where insecurity and a lack of confidence has honestly held me back. It's kept me from making risky decisions that need to be made. It's kept me from deciding things that need to be decided on time, things like that. And really, confidence is one of the qualities that I see in highly successful leaders. But I believe most people really misunderstand the power or the concept of confidence in your life. Personally, I think it's an essential part of operating at a high level, operating in success in life in every aspect. I think confidence is one of the greatest things that you can build in your life to really help you walk out everything that God has for you. Here's the thing, confidence has the ability to help you do hard things. Confidence has the ability to help you push through unsure seasons and difficult moments in your life. Confidence has the ability, if you're a leader of a team, maybe you're a CEO, or maybe you lead a team at your work or at church, maybe you own a business, but confidence really helps you have conversations that, let's be honest, nobody enjoys having. And they're not just professional conversations. Sometimes it's friendship conversations, it's personal conversations that you're just looking at and you're like, man, this is not going to be a fun talk. You know, we got to really call some things up and bring out some difficult subjects. Confidence helps you have those conversations with strategy and with intention. Often, though, the misunderstood issue with confidence is that we mistake confidence for arrogance. And at the expense, most people don't want to walk around arrogant. And so because of that, they sacrifice confidence. And I want to tell you, we're going to define the two here in a moment. But there is a difference between confidence and arrogance. I want to say that if confidence in your life and purpose can help you push toward big goals, big moments, big successes, then the opposite is also true. A lack of confidence can keep you stuck in the mundane moments and even honestly unhealthy patterns. If you go back to a previous series of talks where we talked about unhealthy cycles and unhealthy rhythms, things like that, confidence really keeps you stuck in all that you know. It can keep you stuck in negative mindset loops. It can keep you stuck in just what you know, in your comfort, and a lack of confidence keeps you stuck there. But when you begin to walk in the true confidence of who you are and how God's gifted you, something begins to happen to where you start to walk with a different boldness and you start to walk with a different passion and power. And the difference in confidence and arrogance, however, is confidence is believing in yourself and your abilities. That's the most simplistic definition of confidence I can really give you. It's standing back and going, I believe in me. I believe in the abilities God's blessed me with. I believe in what I'm gifted to do and what I'm called to do. I believe in who I am. I believe in what I am, and I believe in what I'm becoming. Confidence is the ability to know that you're unapologetically good at what you're gifted at and blessed to do. Unapologetically. Like, I'm not going to walk up to somebody and go, I'm really sorry that I'm good at public speaking. Why would I do that? It creates an insecurity on the inside of me. Confidence is walking with a boldness. It's walking with a boldness that you know how to make decisions, create strategic plans, and you know how to execute them well. You have an unapologetic confidence. I'm good at what I'm gifted at. I'm a good person. I'm good at this, and that is okay. Confidence allows you, here's another thing it does, it allows you to listen to others. Collaborate with your team, with your coworkers, with your spouse, with the authority in your life. Maybe it's a boss, maybe it's a pastor, a life group leader, a team leader, wherever you are. Maybe it's your spouse. You know, confidence allows you to really collaborate and have those conversations and listen to the other side, not just bring my thoughts, but listen to your ideas as much as anything. And watch this, confidence helps you in those conversations not get offended. You don't take it personal. When they come up with an idea and they're like, hey, let's do this instead, or that's an all right idea, but what if we did this? We don't get offended and go, well, I'm just not going to do anything. I have a 7-year-old in my life, my little boy. He's amazing. And one of the things that he's on, it's hilarious. He's on this kick right now that if we correct him in something, for instance, the other day, he wanted a snack and it was close to dinner. And I was like, no, buddy, I don't want to ruin your dinner. No snack right now. We're going to have dinner in just a few minutes and you can eat there. And he crosses his arms and he looks at me and he says, well, fine, I'll just never eat again. And I'm like, well, that's ridiculous. That's not going to happen. But what happened is he got offended at the idea and he was like, well, I'm done. He shut down in that moment. Now, that's a 7-year-old. It was ridiculous. It lasted about 0.5 seconds, all those things. But the reality is some of us as leaders and some of us as individuals, we do the exact same thing. And it's a lack of confidence in our life that we feel a personal attack whenever we have conversations. If you're consistently offended, I actually believe this, it's an indication that you're really insecure. Offense is a symptom of insecurity. So if I'm constantly offended at ideas and conversations and call-ups and call-outs and whatever it is, right? It's an idea, it's a symptom, and we may need to look back and go, maybe I'm a little bit more insecure than I think I am. Lacking confidence causes you to take personal offense at things that aren't even meant for you. Like the person that you got offended that looked at you the wrong way, they probably were looking right past you at something on the wall and it confused them. I doubt they were even looking at you. And there's an offense to it because we're so insecure that everything is actually about us and people are against us. And confidence really combats that insecurity and that offense mechanism in our lives. In professional settings, people that lack confidence can't differentiate between personal and professional conversations oftentimes. Every professional conversation turns into a personal attack in professional settings a lot. And the reality is it's two different things. I can love you personally and correct you professionally. And the reality is they're both okay, but confident leaders, confident people are able to make that differentiation and go, you know what? This isn't personal. This is professional. And it's okay that they're calling me up. It doesn't mean they hate me. It doesn't mean that they don't want to be around me. It doesn't mean any of that. What it means is they're calling me up professionally. They care enough about me to help me get better. And those are productive conversations that people with confidence have. Now, here's what arrogance is. Arrogance is thinking so highly of yourself that you don't just believe in your abilities, you don't just believe in yourself, but you believe that you're substantially better than anybody else. So these are the people, you've probably heard the phrase, I look down my nose at you, or I turn up my nose at you. That's arrogance. That when I walk in the room, I'm just better than you. I'm not just confident in me. I'm not just confident in what I can do, but I'm confident in the fact, way too confident in the fact that I'm better than you. And that's arrogance. And arrogance causes you to look down on others instead of working with others. It causes you to tear others down rather than lift others up. Arrogance tears others down and makes them feel less than. It doesn't allow you to allow others to lead in professional environments. In marriage, arrogance doesn't allow the other spouse to have a say. Arrogance doesn't allow the spouse to really work into the plans and the strategies of parenting and marriage and life. And arrogance feeds pride. And so we live our lives with this idea of entitlement, because every time you start to walk in arrogance, you'll start to build pride, and pride always leads to entitlement. And entitlement is the idea that everyone owes me something. And here's the truth on a spiritual level, nobody owes us anything. God doesn't owe us anything. He's already given us all that we could have. Arrogance is a disease, if I'm honest. Arrogance does not work well with others at all because it creates dictators instead of leaders. It creates dictators instead of leaders. Arrogance means I'm coming in, I'm telling you, you are not good enough. I don't even want to hear your feedback. I don't even want your ideas. You're going to listen to me. I'm better than you. Arrogance is dangerous to carry out. Now, back to confidence for a moment. Confidence is the antivenom to insecurity. I believe when we begin to build confidence, it's really the antivenom. It's really the thing that fights insecurity in our life. Insecurity causes you to think less of yourself. Insecurity is I have to earn, I have to strive, I have to push. I'm never good enough. I can't, I won't ever be good enough. I have to earn everything. I truly believe that a lack of confidence is killing dreams and goals in people's lives. I really do. I see so many. I have the opportunity through this platform, through pastoring, coaching, leadership conversations. I have the opportunity to meet with tons of leaders, hundreds of leaders a year that are outside of my organization. And I love that opportunity. But one of the things that I see that is the most disappointing in leadership is really a lack of confidence in what they're doing. And so they feel like they have to strive and push for everything they have because they have no confidence in themselves to begin with. And really, it short circuits and destroys goals. It short circuits and destroys successes and honestly, the purpose that you're chasing that God's put on the inside of you. In the Bible, God consistently talks about the value that He strategically and intentionally placed in humankind. Here's what that means. God strategically and intentionally, from the time you were in your mother's womb, He created you with purpose, on purpose, with value. A lack of confidence in our value causes us to look at outside sources to feel like we're enough. We'll become workaholics, hoping that the promotion gives us internal satisfaction. We'll pursue the rush of an extramarital relationship, hoping to finally feel loved, valued, desired, and appreciated. We'll dive into the addictions of drugs, alcohol, honestly, even social media and our phones. We're striving for that dopamine hit to numb the voices and the feelings of unworthiness in our lives. Insecurity is killing purpose. It's killing the chase that you have. It's killing the goals. It's killing the things that we're chasing in our lives because we're looking for external circumstances to give value that God has already placed. Here's the truth today. Value is determined by how much someone is willing to pay for something. So I drive a Toyota Camry. That's what I drive. The value of that car, I can look it up online, and that's what the average value is, right? But here's the reality. The real value of that car is what somebody else is willing to pay me for it. And the same is true for your life. In fact, there's trading cards online. I used to, as a kid, I loved baseball and basketball trading cards, right? I loved collecting them. And like I even have a Shaquille O'Neal rookie card. I have an old Michael Jordan card. I got some cards of some guys that are currently in the league, in the MLB right now that were rookie cards that I think are going to be really good one day. There's trading cards online that are literally selling for over $1 million a piece, simply because it's not because the cardboard is worth much. It's because that's the value somebody put on it, because that's what they're willing to pay. And here to get really preacher on you for a moment, you and I were paid for through the blood, the life, and the sacrifice of Jesus. Your value has already been determined because God was willing to pay His only Son for your life. I know you may be listening to this. Maybe you're not a believer. Maybe you're not a church person. Maybe you're not a Jesus person. But it doesn't mean that the value wasn't already set for your life. Jesus paid the price for your life and set your value. And there's no external circumstance that changes that, because you've already been shown what the price of your life is worth. Your worth in life is worth that of the perfect Savior. The Bible is full of overwhelming declarations of your value, your purpose, and your worth. And it's time. I'm going to coach you for a minute. I'm going to be like a football coach, if you will. It's time to be confident in who you are. It's time for us to be confident leaders, confident followers of Jesus, confident husbands and wives, confident moms and dads, confident human beings in what we're gifted to do and the value God placed on the inside of us. It's time to walk not with an arrogance, but with a confidence that God paid the price for my value. I am worth something. I am gifted at something. I have a purpose in my life, and I want to walk that out. So I want to give you just a few practical ways that you can build confidence in your life. If you're dealing with insecurity, or maybe a lack of confidence, or maybe there's something going on in your life right now that's really torn down that confidence. That can happen too. I want to give you some practical ways that you can build confidence, okay? Here's one. Remind yourself. Remind yourself. If you're a believer, get in the Bible and find verses that tell you how valuable you are to God. Get in the Bible and find verses that tell you about the gift and the purpose God has put in you. Memorize those verses. Memorize them. Know them in your head. Know them in your heart. Write them down. Leave them on your desk. Leave them on your computer. Maybe even get a dry erase marker and write them on your mirror in your bathroom to remind you not just of what you feel, because feelings are horrible dictators. They're great indicators, terrible dictators. Not to remind you of how you feel, but to remind you of your value, to remind you of who God says that you are. And even if you don't believe it yet, you may read those verses and go, I don't know, I just don't feel this. This isn't deep in my soul yet. I'm not like, this isn't getting there. Eventually, if we memorize this stuff, if we know this stuff, it gets into our soul and God begins to remind us and we begin to remind ourselves, hey, I am worth something. Don't let, here's a great thought for anybody across the faith journey spectrum, wherever you are in your life. Don't let other voices be louder than the one that gave you value. Don't let other voices, outside voices, take away or devalue the value that is in you. Remind yourself, right, of how gifted you are at what you do. That is okay. Don't get arrogant about it, but be confident in it. Remind yourself, I'm good at this. This is what I'm good at. I'm good at making decisions at this. I'm good at making this happen. I'm good at executing this. I'm good at leading people. I'm a good husband. I'm a good wife. Even if you're not yet, but you know you can be, remind yourself of how gifted and talented you are and how God has blessed your life. Remind yourself that you're great and you can be great at everything that God's called you to do. So there's a thought. Remind yourself. Here's another practical thought. Keep track of your journey. This is one of the things I wish I would have done early in when I started ministry. I've been in ministry now for 24 years. I wish I would have kept better track of my journey. It's been quite a journey. There's been so many peaks and so many valleys. There's been really, really, really good, easy times, and there's been really, really, really bad, difficult times. Keep track of your journey. Go back and keep a journal or a timeline of all the good and all the bad in your life. Keep a journal of this is the journey of my life. This is what it has looked like since I started the business, or since I became a parent or a believer in Jesus, or since I started getting real serious about accomplishing the purpose inside of me. Because sometimes it's helpful to see that while you may not be where you want to be yet, you sure aren't where you were. And it's good to go back and walk through the trials and walk through the celebrations and go back and appreciate what you've been through and what God's brought you through. It reminds you, man, that was a low point in my life. I wouldn't react like that now. Or, man, that was a high point in my life. I forgot about that celebration. It helps you build confidence in where you've been and where you're going. So remind yourself. The other thought is keep track. And here's a final practical thought for you. Keep life-giving friends. Life-giving friends. I talk a lot about relationships on this podcast. I think relationships are so key for what God wants to do in our life. I think relationships are so key for success and for growth and for becoming all that we can be. Let me just encourage you, stop hanging out with people that don't see your value. Stop listening to people that don't see your value. Stop listening to people that are overly negative about every single thing in life. You know those people that can find a black lining in $100 bill. Like there's something wrong with everything. Stop hanging out with life-sucking people and build relationships with life-giving people. If you're in a relationship with people that only tear you down and never lift you up, I'm going to be real honest. Go get new friends. Man, go connect with new people. If they can't value you and they can't support and lift up what God's called you to do, go get new friends. Go find new people. Go find your new tribe. I'm so grateful for the people in my life, the people that I get to call brothers, the people that I get to call friends. Because not only do they see value in me, they support and they lift up my journey in trying to become all that God's created me to be as I'm chasing the purpose that God's put in me right along with you. Life-giving friends push you to confidence. They're not impressed. They're trying to push you to confidence, not you be impressed with them. So find you some life-giving friends. So here's some practical thoughts to work on over the next little while as we're beginning to build confidence. Remind yourself, keep track of your journey, and keep life-giving friends. Keep life-giving people in your life. If we begin putting rhythms and disciplines in place to build confidence in our lives and who we are and what we're gifted to do, I promise you that your outlook on life will become more positive, your execution becomes more high level, and your life, watch this, becomes way more joyful. Because I'm confident. I'm not insecure. I'm not beating myself down about everything. So throw your shoulders back. Hold your head up, bow your chest out, and be confident in the fact that God gave you value, God gave you purpose, you have something to do in this life, you are adding value to the people in your life, and you are making a difference. And as you're walking with that confidence, and we're building that confidence in our lives, remember this: you matter to me and you matter to God. You have a great purpose put there from the Creator Himself in your life, and you can and you will change the world. Now, let's go get after it. I'll see you next week.